Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And I dance behind you.
Yeah, right.
Thank you, guys. Everything go okay, Seth? Super smooth. Yes.
Yeah.
Five, literally, right now. We're not running the show again.
Finally got it. And I get an email. Yeah.
We are live here at Broncos Park, powered by Common Spirit, for the first official day of pads for Denver Broncos training camp 2025, which is good news for somebody like Audric Estime, who's slowly but surely finding himself buried a little bit on the depth chart. And in theory, a bruising physical power back like himself profiles more aggressively for that style of play. We also got the second consecutive day where Cortland Sutton was a virtual non-participant in team period activities as it carried over from Saturday's practice. And Sean Payton did let us know that they are, quote-unquote, close to working out an extension with him as he continues what appears to be, as Zach Bye would call it, a hybrid hold-in type of situation. Some unfortunate news that we got on Saturday, and where I want to begin for this show, was the injury to inside linebacker Drew Sanders, who suffered what initially was reported by Ian Rappaport to be a tendon issue in his foot that's going to cause him to miss an extended period of time. Sean Payton clarified this morning that it is actually a ligament issue, not a tendon issue, which is good news for the young inside linebacker, as a ligament issue, in theory, is less severe and a shorter rehab process than a tendon injury. But that does call into question, do the Broncos have enough depth right now and the quality of depth at inside linebacker to feel confident about where they're at with their room? They obviously brought in Drake Greenlaw, the inside linebacker from the San Francisco 49ers, who has an injury history himself, coming off of an Achilles injury that he suffered with the 49ers. And he has had kind of struggled to stay on the field up to this point. Alex Singleton himself, coming off of an ACL injury that he suffered in the early portion of the 2024 season. So both of your starters are coming off of significant lower body injuries. Now, one of your key backups in Drew Sanders suffers an injury that's going to cause him to miss an extended period of time, and we will wait to get a more accurate timetable there. So beyond those three, you've got Justin Strnad, who's been with the team for a handful of years now and has experience playing in that role. And then you've got Lavelle Payton as well. And assuming that Drew Sanders can come back on a reasonable timetable, you still are already, before the start of the 2025 season, feeling a little light at that position. I would not be surprised as it continues to go forward if they maybe look to bring in another body, just for the mere fact that we don't know right now what Drew Sanders' timetable looks like. And given the fact that they invested heavily with Drake Greenlaw, and you have Alex Singleton as the returning starter, who's also coming off a significant injury himself, it does put a little bit of a precarious nature around the center of this Broncos defense. So all in all, yes, the addition of Drake Greenlaw was a positive note for the Broncos. Alex Singleton, who left practice today with the trainer, and we are waiting for a further update on his situation, is also coming off of a major injury. Both of your starters, Drake Greenlaw and Alex Singleton, coming off of significant lower body injuries, And then you have Singleton leaving practice with a trainer a little bit early today, and Drew Sanders getting carted off the field with what is now being reported as a ligament issue, not a tendon issue, and something that we are hoping he can come back on a reasonable timeline to be a regular contributor as that third linebacker in the room. But the injury to Drew Sanders over the weekend, the apparent aggravation with Alex Singleton that they wanted to get checked on today, and Drake Greenlaw's already questionable health issues as a professional linebacker are putting a lot of pressure before we even get to the start of the 2025 preseason on the likes of a Justin Strnad and Lavelle Bailey, and something that the Broncos are going to have to monitor pretty closely going forward. On a more positive note, something that I think is going to be a significant lift and a boost at a position that has required it for many years now is the tight end position. Watching Evan Engram as the leader in that room, somebody who was brought in on the tail end of the free agency period for the Denver Broncos, their biggest free agent signing on the offensive side of the ball, right there with J.K. Dobbins, it's going to work. Ultimately, it really feels like the style of play that Evan Engram embodies, his physicality and his route running, his speed, all of it is going to add up to what I think is going to be a perfect void filler for this Broncos offense that was so sorely lacking with the likes of Adam Troutman, Nate Atkins, and Lucas Kroll. When you watch Evan Engram out there, it becomes evident. Body type, he looks like a wide receiver playing tight end. I heard former Bronco Benny Fowler and others out here compare him body-wise to a Demaryius Thomas. That's what he looks like out there from a size and speed standpoint. And that's who the Broncos now have playing at their tight end position in their joker role. And that is who Bo Nix now has as a weapon over the middle of the field, which already a week or so into the 2025 training camp, and today being the first day of pads, you can already see a footprint that shows Evan Engram has a significant potential to bring a lift to this offense and be a boost to that room, and somebody that Bo Nix can, in his sophomore season, employ that he wasn't able to in 2024. Thank you all so much for joining me today. We will continue to chronicle all things Denver Broncos live here at Broncos Park, powered by Common Spirit. Sean Payton said we are on the doorstep of a new extension for Courtland Sutton. We still have the ongoing negotiations with Nick Bonito and Zach Allen. We're obviously monitoring the injury timelines for a guy like Mike McGlinchey, who was an observer today in practice, and in place of him was Alex Palczewski. They call him Palcho, somebody who we may have a more expansive conversation on tomorrow. And we will monitor the injury updates for the likes of Drew Sanders, who's dealing with that tendon and ligament issue in his lower body, and Alex Singleton, who left practice a little bit early, even after they ended practice a little early as well, due to some conditioning and maybe some lack of tightness that they were experiencing. We will be live again tomorrow from Broncos Park, powered by Common Spirit, at the same time in the same place. We'll catch you then.